Hi everyone, my name is Ankush and welcome back to Learnomate Technologies YouTube channel. So in this lecture, we are going to talk about the PostgreSQL database administration and especially how the users are making connections in the PostgreSQL database administration. We will also try to understand about what is the importance of host-based authentication file. And yeah, let's see practically. Again, if you are looking for PostgreSQL database training, reach out to the Learnomate. So let me share my screen. So we are here to talk about pg_hba.conf file, and we can also say that how the users are making connections in the PostgreSQL database. Consider a situation that you have created one user on the PostgreSQL database server. Now this user, he want to connect to the let's say this is my PostgreSQL server where I have multiple databases are there. Let's say DB1 and I have a database called DB2. Now this user, he want to make a connections to the DB1 database. So remember one thing, that in the PostgreSQL database, whenever you are creating a users, the user will not directly make a connections to the database. For that, we need to make the entry of this database into one file, and that file we call it as a pg_hba.conf file. This file we called it as a host based authentication file. Where it is available, this file is available under your pg data location only. In this location, this host based authentication file is available. So there are two things actually which are very important. One is you need to make the changes into the host based authentication file. Here you are going to mention that who is going to connect to the database. So you'll say, okay, there is a user one, he is coming from this particular IP address, he is going to make a connection to the DB1 database, and what type of authentication method, means password, there are different type of password authentication methods are also available, like whether it is going with MD5, trust is there, SHA, SCRAM 56, many multiple other things are there. I'll show you practically, don't worry about that. Right now, which is very important, that you need to understand that whenever user are getting created on cluster level, the user directly will not access a database. No, his entry needs to be available into the pg_hba.conf file. So this is one file which is very important. Apart from this, you need to also change the parameter called listen_address, like from where this connection is coming, you need to mention that one also. I'll show you practically. So let's do one thing, let's create a user and then we will try to see that. Okay, so we got the server. Let me connect to my server. So just open a new tab. Okay, so I got connected, Postgres. Let me create a new database first. First of all, I need to start my server, pg_ctl start. So I have started my PostgreSQL server. Let me connect to my database. So I got connected to the Postgres database. Let me do one thing, let me create a user. So I'll say create user u3 with password u3. Okay, so I'm just creating a user and let me provide the password. So I have created the user. How to verify? /du. So whatever users you are going to create in PostgreSQL, that will be getting created on cluster level, means this user will be available in all database. So you can see here that I have created a user called u3. Now I'll open a duplicate tab and let me go to the cd $pg data. There is a parameter file is there, right? Configuration file is there. So we need to open that, postgresql.conf. So in this configuration file, all your parameters are available related to the PostgreSQL. Right now, I'm interested the parameter called listen address. So from where the connection is coming? So the connection is coming from star. Star means any IP. So right now I am listening, this PostgreSQL database server is listening the connections from all the IPs. If you want to mention the specific IP, you can mention the specific IP over here. Once you make the changes into this listen address parameter, then you need to restart the server. Right now it's already done. Now what I will do, I'll just try to connect. So I'll say psql -u u3 user to which database. Let me check what all database I have. So if I say /l So I have testdb database also, I can see here, right? So I'll just try to connect to the testdb. So I got connected here. How I got connected to the testdb database, let me show you practically. Okay, so this is let me do one thing. If I do exit, okay, I got connected. If I do exit, I'll check the cd $pgdata vi postgresql.com. Now I'll scroll it down. Not this file. I was talking about the file called vi pg_hba.conf file. So if I go in this file, go to the down, can you see? Okay, what I can see here, I mentioned that any connections which is coming from host. So first one is type. The connection is coming from particular host. It is not a local host connection. It is coming from host. All database. So anyone who is coming from the host, he can connect to all database. All users. So all users can connect to the all database, especially the person who is connecting from this particular IP address. And here I mentioned trust. Here I mentioned trust. Even the local connections are also trust. Even the local connections are also trust. Even the IPv4 connections are also trust. That is the reason I am able to do that. I am able to directly get connected because I mentioned all users. So all users are welcome to all databases, and which is a local host connection. The connections which are coming local host are welcome over here, which is not a good idea. So I'll do one thing. I'll just remove this. So if I just simply remove this, see, okay, local connections also I have mentioned trust. Okay, fine. I'll just remove this one also. Okay, now whenever you are making changes to the configuration file, no need to restart. You just need to say pg_ctl reload. Now if I try to connect, see here, if I do exit and if I try to connect, so I'm getting the error message that no pg_hba.conf file for host local, because I'm connecting locally now. I'm connecting locally. I'm not connecting from any other servers. This is my local connections. So that is the reason I'm not able to connect, because I have removed that entry. But if you want to make the connections again, you need to open this file, Shift G, and let's say you want to connect. So I'll say I have a connection request. No need to do here. Actually, you can do it in local connection here. So you can mention like if a local connection is coming for all database. So you can mention all, means all the databases it will receive the connections. If you don't want to mention, you can mention just testdb. Who is connecting? The U3 user. So you can see here the type is local, the database test, user is U3, now address is local only, and this is a trust. Trust means if the connection is coming for the testdb database from the U3 user, then no need to ask the password. Trust means no need to ask the password. So if I save, if I say reload, done. If I try to connect now, see here, I'll be able to connect. See, I got connected. If I don't mention trust, let's say if I open that, Shift G, means I'll go down and remove this trust. Instead of trust, if I mention, for example, we have, what is that? We have different formats are there. If you just go on the top, you can see here. So in this document, like everything is mentioned actually. I can mention MD5 also. Let's say there is a method called MD5. So this will ask me password. If I reload, done. If I try to connect now, see, now it's asking password, U3 password, U3, and I got connected. So whenever you are using trust, it will not ask you password, but don't keep the trust in real-time production environment, which is not a good idea. So we have a different password formats are also available. So the connections are coming from local or it is coming from host. You can see everything over here. Okay, everything is mentioned here. So if you just go here and search here with the trust, see here, trust authentication, right? So we have many different databases. Password formats are available, like we have trust, reject. Let's say you mention like for this person, he should not connect to my database, so you can mention reject there. Password means it is like a, there is no encryption over there. SHS scram SHS 256, it is the one. This algorithm is used specially for password in real-time production environment. We use the MD5 also, right? So remember one thing, that whenever a user want to connect to the database, you need to make the entry into the pg_hba.conf file, and second entry into the listen address, and you can mention the IP address, or if you want to allow everyone, you can mention star also. Again, if you are looking for PostgreSQL database training, DBA training, reach out to the Learnomate, or if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you think that my videos are doing good, you can mention thanks in the comment section, and that will be really motivating for me. Thank you so much, guys.